So, good morning, children, ladies and gentlemen, and or should I say, good morning to the future. So, here we are having biotechnology, bioinformatics, bioengineering, and DPharm students. That's what I'd see. That is just like a body with hands, legs, head, eyes, and everything. Together, we make a body. So, why I chose my topic, I could have spoken about anything. Like basically for PharmD students, we could have spoken about medicines or bioengineering processes, biotechnology. We could have spoken about how to improve the crops or something like that, or more nutritious food and crop and about that. But why I chose about imagining the future with these sciences is because only you can make that future. Well, I see quite a few number of students over here. Did you ever imagine or even think about that you would come into this field? Who are, just raise your hands, how many people took your subject by choice? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you wanted to come into this field by your own choice. It was not by default because your parents told, no, go, study this, nothing like that. Right? Is it? So let us begin to imagine our future now. All right. See, we have evolved. Everybody has studied different types of evolution theories. We have evolved. Things have come into reality. There was a day when somebody told that one day man will fly, and everybody laughed at him. Right? There was a time, okay, when I was studying as a student, my first year anatomy examination time, my HOD shows me a CT brain and he says, identify the parts of the brain. I identified almost quite a few parts, and then he told me, now Nadeem, you show me where is the cerebellum. I could not. Then he asked me, should I pass you or should I fail you? I said, sir, you should pass me. How come? You could not show even where is the cerebellum. Then I said, sir, at least I could do it now. When you are in first year student, that when you as a professor today, but when you were a first year MBBS student, you didn't know what is a CT scan also. So that is actually the future. Why we should think about the future? Because now you are in particular fields and you are in a professional field. You are not a joke anymore. It's no more school. It's no more just having fun. It is now you imagine, and tomorrow you can make it come true. Not you, maybe your next generation will make it come true. Example, artificial heart. Anybody has heard about artificial hearts? Anybody? One. Okay, yes, good. It exists. You know when was it started? When the person who wanted to make an artificial heart thought about it. It was in 1940. 1940, the idea came in one man's brain, that is, he thought about it. It is possible. And then, you know, when was it first utilized? It was in 1982. I think that person was not even alive on that. Right? So, artificial lung. Is anybody knowing anything about artificial lung, or does it exist? Well, biotechnology, bioengineering students, are they here? Any biotechnology, bioengineering person? Oh, there. Okay. So, okay. Well, artificial lungs do not exist as of now. We have a ventilator, but the technology does exist. It is called ECMO. Anybody knows about anything about ECMO? No. Does anybody know anything about ice, artificial ice? No. Then how you people are going to improve the future? It is not by just studying your subject and finishing it off. You should have innovative ideas. Basically, the innovative ideas come only when you see the problem. When you have a problem, then only a man thinks about a solution. So find your problems, and there are problems day in and day out. Say, example, a person meets with a road traffic accident. Road traffic accident and loses his, has a severe head injury, 2 eyes gone, popped out, okay, but optic nerve intact. What can we do? Well, normally nowadays, we'll take a CT scan, we'll take an MRI study, we'll say, okay, your retina is damaged, your eyes are gone, you will not be able to see anymore. But even though your brain is intact, but your eyes are damaged. Do we have eye prosthesis? Yes, we do have. But it is just for cosmetic purposes. Well, what if he can see in the future? What will happen if we are able to build an eye? What is an eye? These are just examples I'm giving you as to what we can do with technology and a living organism, a living human being. What can we do? Just think about it. This is a brain. It has a visual area. There's a cortex. It has got a motile area. There is an area for lips, movement of lips, there is cognition, everything. There is a different area assigned in different part of the brain. But here I gave a scenario wherein everything is intact, only eye is gone, one organ is gone. So we need to build it again. So what can you do? How does the brain work? You will think. Now you think. Brain works nothing but by impulses. It is just like how you see an image falls over the retina then converts it via the optic nerve, it sends its signals to the visual area processes it and it sees what you are supposed to see. Has anybody known this slogan saying that an eye cannot see what the brain does not know? Anybody has heard about it? No. Well, if you don't know, well, this is a mic. You people know that this is a mic. If you don't know this is a mic, for you it is just a plastic, something which is, long and with something over here. That's it. Because you know it is a mic, you will say it is a mic. So the point is to know. For that you should be master of your own subject. If you learn in biotechnology, bioengineering people, if these people, they start thinking, well, implant, put an implant over here. Approach via temporal lobe. I'm just giving an example. How is it possible? Go, connect it to the optic nerve, which is just here. It is very approachable via the temporal lobe. And engineering people, they can create a visor. Example, again, just an example. Just imagine it. Is it possible or not? There is a implant over here, just like my spectacles. Here I put an implant, which will go and connect to my brain to make his life comfortable. I'll not put anything inside his sockets. I'll make a visor, which will be connected to the implant. This will act as a camera. There are so many cameras. These days, so many cameras are there. Okay. A different instrument or a device which can capture an image, convert it into the impulses which is required by us. Over here, directly stimulate the optic nerve, from where the rest the brain will take over. Is it possible or not? Tell me, is this idea practical or impractical? Yeah, it needs a lot of money, but yes, is it practical or not? It is practical, isn't it? There is robotics, bioengineering, prostheses which are robotic in nature. Where people who have lost their limbs in wars and accidents, they are now walking by these processes. These are all simple things. These are a bit complicated things. What is our problem is that we study, we go into research, and we do something which is already there. And we say, okay, this is done. Why I chose this subject for students. When VC sir told me, okay, you come and speak about something about bioengineering or processes, and for pharmacy students, tell them about the classification of drugs and all this, everything is there which you will study even if we tell you not to study, because you need to pass the exams. The point is, we need you to make the future of this country. It is like that. It starts from one place. Example, okay, let us go a bit out of the subject. Anybody heard Bose speakers? Right? And everybody knows they are very good, isn't it? He is one of the innovators from India who developed magnetic technology and speakers. When he came with this idea and he told the factories and industrialists over here in India and approached for a bank loan, he was declined straight away because his idea was not practical at that time. Today, Bose makes one of the best speakers in the world that everybody knows. They are very expensive. That also everybody knows. And out of that, Bose is also a pioneer in magnetic suspension system, which is so expensive, except for Rolls-Royce, nobody can afford it. So this is Bose, an idea which was not given importance over here in our country, but which was appreciated elsewhere. Today it doesn't belong to us, it belongs to somebody else, though the man is our man. This is why I say, I chose this subject for you people. Think and imagine. Imagination has no boundaries. Imagine and make it practical. So just think, okay, any one of you, just give me your wildest imagination with this human body. And human body, you don't need to become a doctor to study about it or to know about it. It is you. Come on, it is inside you. You buy a phone, example again coming back to phone. One full day you will sit, you will press all the things, find out all the functions, and you'll know. Okay, my phone has these functions. Okay, how old are you? Anybody? You there, yes. How many? So 23 years you are there inside this body, right? So how much you know about yourself? You know much? No, because you never thought about it. We take some things like sunlight for granted because it is there. We know it is there. It will always be there. We know our hands are there. Only when we lose our hand, we know its importance. Only when we lose our thumb, when we know it is important. Because we can't write without it. Thumb is very important. Okay. So, you just imagine what branch you are in. 23 years old. B Farm. Okay. B Farm students. Okay. Any biotechnology over here? Yeah, they are quite far. Okay. B Farm now. In pharmacy, here also. Okay. Tell me, imagine, okay, you are in B Pharma, understood, bachelor in pharmacy. There is research even in pharmacy. Say, what is going on in your mind? What can it be possible in pharma industry? There are a lot of medicines. People are on insulins. People, the RA patients, they are taking penicillin every 21 days and all. So you just tell me, one imagination that can change everybody's life. First year, isn't it, all of you? Second year. You have heard about insulin? Yes. What is the latest research going about insulin? What is insulin basically? Okay, what chemical is it? Anybody? Is it a protein? Yes? Simple words? Okay. Okay, now there are different devices which actually deliver this insulin. One syringes, pens, right? Isn't it? And there are devices, intradermal implants, which we put it, that is a device which gives metered dose of insulin to the person. We just have to refill the cartridges. The insulin was made by you people and bioengineering people. And biotechnology fellows, those people were the people who invented, who devised these devices to deliver this insulin. So you see, you all are one body, different parts. You all come together, you can do wonders. Now what can you imagine about insulin? Now what is going on is oral insulin, intranasal spray, right? Different ways how to deliver insulin without giving pain. Oral insulin, what are the challenges that are being faced? I'll tell you what are the challenges. It is there in the market, not yet available because still in the research phase. Oral insulin, what you take, it goes into the stomach. Problem with the stomach, it digests everything. Protein breaks down. So that is our problem. Now how will you get it back into the system without getting damaged? That's your job. That's the future. That's still going on. Who knows, one among you here might crack the secret behind that. What is this nasal? You know, right? That nasal cavity, our ophthalmic nerve, the mucus over here, mucus membrane can actually absorb hormones and medicines. We know that, isn't it? So that is one of there are so many, like calcitriol, example, I just told you again, calcitriol. It is a hormone which is required for our bone formation and all, for osteoporosis and all, we give that, isn't it? So the same way, insulin is also being produced. This is for you people, I'm giving you one example. Okay, so now you'd say, what can you imagine in pharma field? Until unless you can imagine something, you can never get an idea. And to imagine, you should know the problem. Only when you know the problem, you will think about a solution. Okay? So, does anybody over here in this entire hall has any imagination of the future? That this I need to do, I need to make my name. Vishweshwara did not become Vishweshwara just like that. He had some ideas, that's why. So, anybody over here who has some kind of idea? Well, so many young brains, there must be imagination. Don't feel shy and don't feel afraid. Just tell it if you have it. No? Nobody has any. Okay, biotechnology, yeah? Right. I told you something about an ophthalmic implant. Was it crazy or is it possible? It is possible. Why do you think it is possible? Which year? First year. Okay. And so you think it is possible. So, yes, it is actually possible. All right. There are so many things which has happened. It is a very simple mechanism which has to be brought into practicality. Anybody heard about ECMO? ECMO? No? Well, you people don't know about ECMO? Okay. Full form, extracorporeal membrane oxygenation. To what kind of patients do we use as of now? We do ECMO for some patients. But ECMO, the basic idea of ECMO, the secret of that can help us make an artificial brain. Artificial lung. Artificial lung. Okay. Definitely you all have seen children, right? Children, small children, right? They run around and all, everything, jump. They never pant. No, they don't get tired. But what about us? As and when we go older and older and older, we start getting tired because of our lungs. Yeah, some people add on to it by smoking. Isn't it? Yes? What if this never happens? What if our lung can never age? So what will happen? Can you imagine that? We will be healthy. As far as lung is concerned, our physical capacity will be enormous. Has anybody seen a cheetah at least? Yes? What is the speciality of that animal? It can very fast. Yes. Have you seen its nostrils? Big. It is among the wild cats, it is supposed to be the weakest cats. Weakest. Leopard is stronger, there is a lion, there is a tiger, but cheetah, speed makes it strong. And it can run that fast because of its lung capacity. Right? So just imagine that lung capacity in us. What will happen to us? No pneumonia. How is it? No coronavirus. Artificial lung. It is possible. ECMO. It is possible. It is still in pipeline. Nobody has yet cracked it. The problem is that when we do oxygenation, no matter what, in an artificial environment, what is happening is that we are developing small clots, thrombus, microthromboemboli in technical words. Okay, the term microthromboemboli, that is the problem, that is what we are facing. We also know the exact membrane that is required to mimic an alveoli. Alveoli, people know about alveoli? This is basic anatomy of a human body, okay, where the gas exchange takes place. Now, just thing is that what your imagination has to do is to create an environment. So what is an environment? See, now I came from Mysuru, I came to Guntur, said, sir, what is this? So hot. It is not possible to live here. Are you people not living? You are all living. You are acclimatized to this environment, to this climate, right? Same thing, you go to cold places, Siberia. You will say, what is this? It is so cold, how do people live there? But people do live there. So, acclimatization, that is getting used to a climate, an environment. Okay, organ transplants. Okay, you just tell me how many people know about organ transplant. What is the commonest organ transplant that And kidney transplant. Okay. Yes, yes. Then heart transplant. Eyes, corneal transplant. Okay. Then what else you want to transplant? Well, liver transplant. Okay. Lung transplant. Is it there? It is there. Lung transplant is there. It happens over in India. But the problem with lung transplant is the donor. We don't get a donor. And the success rate is quite less because the surgeon has to remove it, put it in an ice pack, and transport it, and it has to be fixed into the person, that is the patient, whoever is on ventilator support. And lung is a very delicate organ. A small rubbing, small friction can cause fibrosis in that, isn't it? Lung transplant is there. So, how to overcome all these problems? Heart transplant, if somebody told, you do know how much is the duration that a heart has to be, okay, if one person is dying, say he's declared brain dead, he had told that, okay, I want to donate my heart to somebody, whoever is needy, because that's the only way we can live forever, by donating ourselves. You know that, right? Donation of our organs, if you write it down in your will or something, anyway your relative, the first relative will be the person legally to decide whether they want to give it or not. But yes, it's a way to give life. That's one place where God challenges us. Can you give life? No, we cannot. He just asks us simple. Bible, he says, man will reach the skies, he will reach the moon, he will reach furthermore. But I challenge him in one point, create the green of the plant, that is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll. Can we create it? Unfortunately, no. The only substance known to us, self-sustaining, creating, that is from light, solar energy, into its energy to live. Yes, we don't know how to make that simple chemical. Pharmacy. So that is our problem. We cannot create life. But yes, but we can live forever by giving back our organs to somebody. I give something to sir, sir can give something to her, and something. Somewhere we will be alive. Okay. Now where was that? Yeah. Heart transplant. Right? So everybody told heart transplant. And yes, you are happy, satisfied. Okay, there is a possibility, a heart transplant, but what is the problem? We should have money. Lot of money is needed for all this thing, isn't it? Nobody thinks about a heart transplant to a close relative or a close young person of ours to get it done because we don't get a heart. Isn't it? It's not so easy to get a heart. Lots of money is needed. Why that money is needed? Transportation, expertise is expensive. That's it. This is what is not needed. We are not supposed to think about that. If you think that, you are wrong. You are closing your future. Now, your job is to make it possible that this heart, not in 3 hours, it should sustain for 10 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, or maybe God knows when. Is it possible? Difficult to say, difficult to answer, because still we are not God. It is possible. What is a heart? It is an organ inside my chest, right? It is pumping blood. It is getting blood, nutrition from its own blood, which is pumping, right? So this is the mechanism. Temperature of my body, the circulation, the nutrients present in my blood is what it needs, okay? And a circulating system so that it is continuously nourished, okay? What is the lifespan of RBCs? You know that, yes? So 120 days I can give you a blood and you can keep it alive for 120 days, isn't it? So we know about parental nutrition, TPNs, total parental nutritions, pharma, yes, it is there. So total parental nutrition, I'm just giving you ideas, put it together, okay? So all of you put it together. Okay, so blood 120 days. There is parental nutrition, one person knows. Oxygen supply, is it possible or not? It's not a big deal, it is just oxygen, no problem. Pumping system, is it possible or not? It is possible. Now, the problem is to create an environment which God created. That is also possible. We can make this room, okay, switch on the AC, keep it as 22 degrees Celsius, yes, it will become 22 degrees Celsius. When we can keep this room in 22 degrees Celsius, can't we create an environment in a box? Is it possible or not? It is possible. Just proper environment, proper transportation system, proper circulation, proper nutrition. What is 3 hours? I think you can keep it alive for 120 days if you are doing it right. Isn't it? So this is the future. Applications of your sciences in the future, not just what is there in the book. So, how many people here want to be remembered forever by thinking about their future? How many people? Nobody? One, okay. That's it, two. Who wants to be remembered in the future should be bold. It's me. Come on, yes. Well, girls, 1, 2, 3. Ashte, everybody you just want to forget yourself. Don't want to be remembered. Well, I and sir had a discussion. What is the most problematic thing in the life? Which gives us trouble, pain, suffering, disease, illness. What is it in life that gives you? What? Pardon? A bit louder? Bacteria. It is life itself. The minute we are born, till certain time was just an incubation period where our mothers take care of us very well. And the time we start crawling, okay, that is the time our problems begin. We get hurt, we fall down, we get up, we get sick, we get into colleges, we come into schools, we get tortured, and then again we get sick. Then there's something called a society. That society makes us do things which we don't want to do, get married. Okay? Life is a problem. So, as long as we are alive, we have problems. Isn't it? Death is ultimate peace. It doesn't mean that go and commit suicide. No. So, life gives a meaning only when you make it worth living. So, that's why I asked you, how many want to get remembered forever? If this feeling is there inside you, each and every one of you has the same brain what Vishweshwarya sir had, what Einstein had. They had less knowledge than what you people have, right? So you are one step ahead of them. It is the same mind and a better environment. Your parents are sending you to colleges, you have got faculty, you have got equipment, you have got everything. Google is there now, man, for God's sake. You don't know anything, ask for Google. All right. So, the only way to remember yourself, make yourself a mark and live forever is by doing something new. At least creating an idea itself. Come on, Zomato. Who uses Zomato here? Yeah, there is Zomato in Guntur, right, sir? Yeah, Zomato. Who uses Zomato? Almost everybody uses Zomato. Right? Who created Zomato? How old was he? It was just an idea. How old? Some 23, 24 years old boy. That's all. It was an idea. And everywhere it is now clicked. Yeah? Earning in millions and billions now. Yes? Idea has lots of price. Why is an engineer paid more and that poor person who just lifts all this heavy stuff, takes up over the building and puts things over there and all, he is given some 500, 600, maximum, 800 daily wages, whereas the engineer is given more. Why? Because the engineer has idea and this person, he just follows it. So, you want to be an engineer or you want to be the person who follows it. You decide. So, the bright possibilities in the future in biotechnology, bioengineering, bioinformatics and pharmacy is unimaginable and it is very big. I gave you examples now. It is one was artificial heart, then one was an ophthalmic implant, one was ECMO, lung transplant. Like this, there are many. And somewhere there is breakthrough. Say your digestive system is totally gone. There is total parental nutrition. We have come through that also now. And it is under implications also. People are on TPNs. Say people who are on, who has got CA colon and CA stomach or a GIST, who has been, it has been removed on gastrointestinal stromal tumor. They are alive on total parental nutrition, right? So what is best thing about our body is that it grows. Our body grows. Just even if we remove it, the person's survivability is good because the stomach grows back. How many people over here knows Adnan Sami, a singer? That fat singer, or maybe that was my generation. Okay, that fat person, Adnan Sami, who underwent bariatric surgery. You can Google him. Adnan Sami, one photo he'll be huge, and in one photo he'll be like me. So how did that happen? Because of bariatric surgery. Why bariatric surgery? It is possible now. It is being done also, where a part of the stomach is removed, just made as a tube and connected. 5 years it takes to regrow back. By that time he would have lost his weight and he would have got acclimatized to what he eats and diet control and everything. He will be thin and slim again. So this was an imagination at once upon a time. Today it is reality. Earlier it was 25, 30, 50 lakh rupees surgery. Today it is 2.5, 3 lakh rupees surgery. Okay. And done in all major cities in India. Okay. So imagination has brought us this far, right? Vaccination. You saw the world working so hard to produce a vaccine. We came out of it. Whether it works or not, only future knows, because we couldn't get enough trials for that. But we did it. Together we did it. We came out of this disease. But where did the disease go? The virus disappeared all of a sudden. What is this? It comes all together like this, makes thousands and millions of people sick, and then suddenly disappeared. Why is it happening? Anybody thought about it? Speculations. People, they say, hey, it is all false, it is all a political gimmick. One person says, oh no, it was something created by China. And they sent us. Okay. Second, third person says, they are just scaring us. Some people, oh no, it is really there. That also group is there, because they might have suffered from it. But the biggest pandemic now that we have seen, our generation has seen, right? We have seen it. We have not seen COVID virus pandemic now. We are still in it, right? It's still running. So we developed a vaccine which is supposed to take tens and 20s of years, decades, in few months, and we gave it. Yeah. Whether it gives us a protection or not, only a future can tell us. Don't know. Practically speaking, the spike protein, that is what we call, not the antibodies, because a viral antibodies, how many people have got common cold? Come on, okay, common cold. Everybody has got common cold. There is no human being alive who has not got common cold. Okay, it's a virus. Common cold. How many times have you got it? Many times. Are you immune to it? No. We get common cold. Isn't it? That is what it is. This is a virus. It mutates. It knows how to live. But it is dead outside. Isn't it? The problem is that it mutates. So whatever vaccine we make, it will be for that particular thing. And the antibodies produce. What is the problem with this virus? Why are they such a good survivor? That's what. Whatever vaccines we produce, it will produce a type of protein which will help in making an antibody. It will program our RNA to produce the antibody so as it can fight that virus. The problem is not the virus. It is our body. Deadliest diseases known to man, which we don't know how to treat. Even today. AIDS, yes. Virus, again. Hepatitis C virus, hepatitis B virus. Any virus you name, we don't know how to treat. Let us be frank and honest. All the pharma students and engineering students. What is the problem with these viruses? Has anyone died of AIDS on this planet Earth from the time it has been discovered? Nobody died of AIDS actually. It is, what is AIDS? Full form. Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. It just creates our body, it makes our body less immune. Okay? So it did not kill me, or it did not kill that person. We are just immune. Just like we are not fireproof. You fall in fire, you will burn. Normally a common cold shouldn't be able to kill us. What the virus did was, it just made me less, that is powerful. My immunity, suppressed my immunity. This is what virus does. Same thing with COVID. What is, okay, what we used to say, any virus for the sake, chicken pox, smallpox, how many people have it? Many people might have got it in childhood. See, tropical country, come on, I'll take it for granted, everybody got it. 21 days we are isolated, right? First 14 days, hey, don't go out, don't do this, don't do that. Why? Because it is in this most infective state, isn't it? Same thing, 14 days quarantine period. Now it is not practical, because if we start doing that, we would have been quarantined for the rest of our life. Okay, so that's why the quarantine period is not there anymore. What did this COVID virus do? Okay, now you are first year students, so this is a fresh subject for you, going on in the news, on the papers, on Google, everywhere. So what do you know about this virus? Well, the textbooks also don't say much about it, isn't it? So only practical clinical practitioners like me can do that. The problem with the virus was, it was not the virus. It is the autoimmune response that it developed, that it triggered inside us. The cytokine storm. So what are cytokines? They are not produced from outside, they are produced by our own body. What triggered it? The virus triggered it. And in that storm, what happened? What happened? Lungs got fibrosed. Lungs is what everybody knows it. Do you know there was loose stools is also one of the symptoms of COVID? Pulmonary embolisms is also a symptom of COVID. Many people, for example, I had got a patient, because he's no more, 28 years old male patient, comes to me with a history of breathlessness. Sudden in onset, saturation, okay, chest X-ray, okay, no problem. CT plain chest shows nothing. Okay, but still saturation is dropping. And then that time, in the first wave, no beds, nowhere, no equipment, can't take the patient in without, you know that he is RT-PCR negative. All these stupid rules made by the government. Yeah, it was necessary, but that time it had tied our hands. We couldn't save life if we want to. We could have taken him. It took him in, put him in COVID ward. And then again, medical legal issues. You try to do good, I don't know this girl, I don't know that man. I want to help him, but in the process of helping him, if I even by chance harm him, I'm responsible. That is my fate, doctor's fate. You know, medical legal issue. Then what is the issue there? Hey, how did you admit this patient into your COVID ward without having an RT-PCR positive report? That time, that question was from the death audit committee of the district. I'm telling you a practical problem that we have faced. Then, the thing was, how he died is because he had got some fever, sore throat, got treated in a local clinic, which is same azithromycin, all those things. He took some 2-3 tablets, very well built, nice staminous fellow, recovered, he felt, oh, I am good, and he went out. After 3 weeks, he develops breathlessness, sudden in onset, comes to us. I'm giving you one clinic, that is total a medical story this is. And then his D-dimers are elevated, LDH is elevated. Actually, he has got pulmonary thromboembolism. There is something known as pulmonary thromboembolism. You have heard of it, right? Embolus, clot in the pulmonary vessels. Okay? So this was his fate. He came, he was on ventilator, we thrombolized him, and then unfortunately he couldn't make it. He died, and the questions were, how could you do that? Okay, that a protocol, it was against the protocol taking a patient in. Why I am telling you this? If there was no innovation, it was no thinking, I wouldn't be a doctor anymore. Because they would have cancelled my license because I did not follow the protocol. no RT-PCR positive, they would be saying, you put him in coronavirus ward, that is why he died. Those idiots did not understand that he was on a ventilator, we tried to save him, but he couldn't. His lung was already fibrosed. Well, the thing is that, the thing that saved me was the antibodies. I got the antibody titer done. RT-PCR is positive only in only in the infective state, that everybody knows. And we also detect dead RNA, sometimes are false positive tests, right? Right? So, only the person who is infected by this virus can have the antibodies, because that time vaccine was also not invented. Well, then from where did the antibodies come from? That what saved my skin. I could prove it. See, he had a history of fever 3 weeks back. This is a complication. This is why I had to take it, because that time there were no ventilators anywhere. It's why I told you this story now. What was the future in this? Sometimes you cannot walk just seeing the floor. If you need to walk, you need to see front, isn't it? Only if you see front, that is your destination. You walk like this, or you jump over the chairs, that is left to you. But you need to reach the destination. I'm trying to open up your young minds, saying that the future is always there right in front of you. You just need to find a path towards it. But to do that, you need to see the future. And that is possible. To see what is not there is by imagining it and then making it possible. So now the only hope I came over here is traveling all the way from there, leaving my hospital alone. It is like I've left my life there. At least one, even a single young mind of you people, anyone starts thinking about the future, yeah, I also will live forever. Because that man or girl, whoever it may be, if he is able to do something for the future, somewhere even I will live forever, because you are alive, I'll also be alive. Somewhere the spark, somebody triggered it. So, how many people now wants to think about the future? Well, those people are not interested about the future. Okay. Good. Nice. So those last people sitting over there are bioengineering, technology, biomedical sciences. Okay. Very important. Okay, go there. Biomedical science. Can somebody pass on this mic over to that group? Well, one more question. How many people in this entire hall wanted to be doctors actually? You wanted to be doctors, but you couldn't get a seat because of the competition, and you are sitting here thinking it is a compromise. Is it? Yes. Well, okay. Now I'll tell you it is not a compromise. All right? Well, the mic is reached over there. Any student from that biomedical sciences, please, anyone, hold a mic and tell me what is biomedical.
Hi sir, good morning.
Yes.
I'm a student from Biomedical Engineering.
Mm-hmm.
So, Biomedical Engineering is basically based on the machines learning and artificial things like artificial heart and everything.
Yeah, no, what are the things that we do use day in and day out? Our monitors, those things come under biomedical things?
Like medical purposes, MRI scanning, CT scanning,
Yes.
X-rays and everything.
X-rays, our cardiac monitors, our pulse oximeters,
Yes sir.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Our ECG electrodes, our
Ventilators.
EEG machines, our dialysis machines,
Yes sir.
Everything?
Those are all machines.
yeah, all of them come into you.
Yes sir. We are the one
Yes.
who make them.
You make them.
And
Yes.
sir.
So you guys, if you don't make them, will I be able to do my job?
No sir.
No. Impossible, right?
Yes.
I'll be with some before Christ era physician sitting with some plants and herbs and trying to think, you figure out, you eat coriander, you eat that, you'll be fine. So you people make us doctors. So don't think that you people have actually, you are in a better field. We are closed. I told you my limitation just now by giving an example. Okay, we cannot go against the protocol. To do a clinical trial, we need hundreds of things, but you people can create it. You can make reality. You don't need any license for that. So where you are placed is a better place than what I am placed right now. So don't think that you wanted to be a doctor, you came into biomedical engineering, or you came into pharmacy, you came into biotechnology. It is just a compromise. No, without you people we cannot function at all. You know, when ventilator stops working, patient is dying, only thing I can do is ambu that person. I will call Nikhil, he is my biomedical engineer. I will call, hey Nikhil, ba maga, come here fast. Fix this thing, how it works. I don't know. Right? How do I know? Do I know it? Can I build a ventilator?
No.
You can fix it.
Yes.
I cannot. So, what makes you less than me? Nothing. Nothing. Without you, we are nothing. So there is no compromise. You people are sitting in a better place. Now how many people tell me, everybody wanted to become doctors, they are over here by somehow. Right? Now you just tell me how many people are happy to be here now. Yes. Why you people are not happy, huh? Don't do it by force. And you know what is the problem of our Indians? Huh? You have something, you know the right answer also, you'll say, sir, sir. We are not bloody bold, man. That's our problem. Yeah, even if you are wrong, you should say, hey, you know what, I am wrong. We are not bold enough to face our mistakes. We are not bold enough to say that we are right. That is our problem. So boldness is something else. That is, why are we not bold? It is again, it is not because, we have been brought up like that. Hey, in front of elders, don't talk loudly. Teachers beating up us, but that has changed a lot, right? So that is not happening anymore. Then why are you still, oh, teacher will fail us? No, never. Why will he fail you? That is not happening. Boldness. When you are bold, only then you will be able to take your step forward. Well, you have a better mind. Your faculty is there. Sir, I got this idea. Is it possible? You ask. That is where you take the first step. Isn't it? So, how many of you now, at least one, is now trying to think about the future? Anybody? Okay, at least I got one. So my trip was not a failure, sir. 3, 4, 5. Want to think about the future, live in the future, and create a name. That is what your target should be. To make your parents proud. That is what we are all about, isn't it?